In this podcast episode, host Chris and guest Mercedes Kaufman explore the challenges posed by emotionally immature and avoidant partners in modern relationships. They discuss how avoidance culture influences dating expectations and emotional availability, the psychological impact of avoidant partners, and the evolving difficulties faced by emotionally available individuals navigating contemporary dating landscapes. The conversation delves into emotional capacity, trauma, self-sabotage, boundary setting, and the distorted dynamics created by social media, romance media, and fast-paced dating technologies. Mercedes explains avoidant culture as a societal tendency to evade discomfort, effort, and inconsistency, traits essential for sustaining healthy relationships. Modern dating, especially through apps, reinforces this avoidance by rewarding novelty, speed, and disposability over depth and gradual emotional investment. Emotionally available people feel pressured to lower their emotional standards just to maintain connections, as the culture prioritizes convenience and immediate gratification over intimacy and patience. Being involved with emotionally unavailable or avoidant partners disrupts the nervous system's regulation. The initial love-bombing phase triggers dopamine spikes, fostering intense attachment, but as avoidant partners withdraw, emotional crashes occur, leading to cortisol spikes and chronic stress. This cycle causes microgrief that damages mental and physical health, manifesting as fatigue, mood disorders, and sleep disturbances. The persistent instability contributes to a wider epidemic of loneliness and nervous system dysregulation. Modern dating disproportionately favors emotionally unavailable people because they seek dopamine-driven novelty rather than consistency and depth. Emotionally available individuals who desire slow, meaningful connection often find themselves marginalized, fatigued, and discouraged. The prevalent swipe culture amplifies disposability and low effort, making it difficult for emotionally mature people to find compatible partners and sustain relationships over time. Mercedes highlights that the standards being compromised are emotional rather than superficial traits like age or appearance. Emotional standards encompass capacity for vulnerability, emotional regulation, consistency, and maturity. Dating apps rarely account for these deeper relational qualities, focusing instead on surface-level details, which often leads to mismatched attachments and dissatisfaction when the relationship demands grow beyond initial chemistry. Early dating offers clues about emotional availability through patterns rather than chemistry alone. Observing how a person handles delayed gratification, minor inconveniences, or discomfort, such as patience in social settings or responsiveness to feedback, can reveal their emotional maturity and capacity. Those who can manage their own and their partner's emotions without retreating or defensiveness demonstrate promising compatibility signs. Desire alone is insufficient for sustainable relationships. Emotional capacity, the ability to endure discomfort, repair conflict, and maintain effort, is crucial. Many people want connection, but lack the maturity or capacity to handle relationship challenges. Even when two partners seem emotionally available and mature, unresolved personal issues can impede true alignment, underlining the importance of healing internal wounds alongside seeking external compatibility. A common barrier in forming lasting relationships is self-sabotage, driven by fear of rejection and low self-esteem. The normalization of ghosting intensifies these fears, causing individuals to withdraw prematurely to protect themselves from emotional pain. This avoidance prevents growth in emotional capacity and perpetuates cycles of loneliness or unhealthy attachment. Growth in emotional capacity involves learning to tolerate uncomfortable conversations and feelings without disengaging. Maintaining work-life balance, practicing self-care routines like meditation or exercise, and cultivating discipline help regulate the nervous system. Stable nervous system function enables deeper connection and resilience in the face of relationship challenges. Unhealed trauma often underlies reactivity and distrust in intimacy. People with unresolved childhood trauma may unconsciously expect abandonment or harm, leading to triggers in intimate relationships. Trauma shapes narratives of unworthiness and hypervigilance, contributing to self-sabotage and difficulty sustaining secure bonds, even when partners are well-intentioned. Many refuse to identify as traumatized because they associate trauma only with extreme events. Trauma can stem from any experience causing significant dysregulation, including inconsistent validation or emotional neglect. Emotional reactivity, especially in close relationships, can signal unresolved trauma, suggesting a need for deeper exploration and healing. Self-trust is restored through honest self-reflection and recognizing patterns of self-abandonment, a tendency to prioritize others' needs at the expense of one's own safety and feelings. Emotional literacy, including understanding the nuanced range of feelings beyond basic emotions, is essential. Many highly empathetic individuals unknowingly perpetuate their own wounds by overextending kindness and neglecting self-care. Excessive kindness often masks deep personal pain. Those who constantly give may do so from a desperate need for acceptance rather than genuine fulfillment. This pattern can lead to physical and emotional depletion, yet society tends to reward and praise such self-sacrifice without acknowledging its hidden costs. Supporting and checking in on the nice people in our lives is crucial. Personal growth can isolate individuals as they outgrow certain friendships or relational roles. Others may resist or subconsciously sabotage transformation because they are attached to the familiar identities previously held by the individual. Reinvention feels like breaking free from an imposed costume, but it demands shedding old patterns to find authentic connection. The wrong partners are often the hardest to move on from due to the biochemical addiction created by unpredictability and intermittent reward. Emotional instability triggers dopamine surges and cortisol-driven stress, causing a persistent craving for clarity and reassurance. This neurochemical cycle fosters obsessive thoughts and makes letting go profoundly hard. Bad dating pics are often a result of ignoring patterns and boundaries rather than a flawed intuitive sense. Realigning with personal standards and consistently enforcing boundaries is vital, even if difficult. Boundaries protect both the individual and the relationship, supporting healthier dynamics by clarifying expectations and reducing ambiguity. Fear of abandonment often inhibits boundary setting. Reframing boundaries as tools that preserve and protect relationships, rather than as confrontations, can empower individuals. Clearly communicating needs in the moment maintains relationship health and fosters honesty, while passive or resentful avoidance only erodes connection. Romantic movies and media often glorify emotional instability, intensity, and fixer archetypes that complicate expectations of real relationships. The cultural narrative equates excitement and chaos with passion, making stable, mature love seem dull. This distorted ideal parallels the dopamine-driven highs and lows amplified by modern dating dynamics. Attraction triggers deep neural and hormonal activation that can override rational judgment. The initial obsession is more about nervous system regulation than true emotional compatibility. Awareness and pausing to assess patterns beyond chemistry are crucial for breaking cycles of addictive attachments and fostering deeper, sustainable connections. Limerence is an emotional fixation fueled by uncertainty and often linked with past attachment patterns. Introspective, empathic, and imaginative individuals, especially those with anxious attachment, are more prone to developing limerence, constructing fantasies around limited information. Recognizing limerence helps in managing obsessive fixation and choosing healthier relational pathways. Many experience an oscillation between relationships that are stable but lack excitement versus those that are intense but emotionally unsettling. Mercedes suggests diversifying sources of excitement outside of the relationship through hobbies, friendships, or career, while seeking stable partnership. This balance counters the tendency to conflate nervous system activation with relational quality. Discernment in romantic relationships is framed as a proactive health measure, enabling individuals to protect their well-being and emotional futures. Developing discernment supports self-trust, helps avoid unnecessary emotional damage, and nurtures alignment with partners who meet emotional needs consistently over time.